you're not worth it. I had chased after Ethan Foster for 6 years, risked my reputation, endured injuries, yet he despised me to the core. When I got a second chance at life, and the Foster and Thompson families were preparing for a marriage alliance, I took the initiative to give up on Ethan. But the opportunity to marry him then went to my half-sister, Olivia Thompson. Everyone assumed I was just playing hard to get, even Ethan thought so. His brows furrowed slightly, his lips curving with a mocking smile. "I'm serious," I told him. "I don't like you anymore." Ethan froze, his eyes trembling slightly. "What did you just say?" I knew Ethan only fell for Olivia after we got married. Toward me, his attitude was lukewarm at best, but when he saw Olivia, the corners of his lips would always lift ever so slightly. Our marriage was like a stagnant pond, flat, lifeless. It only began to stir just before I died. But the reason wasn't me, it was Olivia. She and her husband often argued, and she would run to Ethan for help. All it took was one phone call from Olivia, and he'd rush out in the middle of the night to find her, over and over again. One night, I snapped. "Ethan Foster, have you forgotten that I'm your wife?" I screamed. He remained calm, his thin lips parting. "If it weren't for you, I would have married Olivia, and she wouldn't be living in misery now. Legal title aside, in my heart, my wife has only ever been Olivia. From the time I was 16, I had liked Ethan Foster. I pursued him fiercely, he was the untouchable golden boy of our high school. And though I believed I was beautiful, confident, and outstanding, he never spared me a glance. At 22, the Foster and Thompson families planned a marriage alliance. As the legitimate daughter of the Thompson family, I had the right to choose. Olivia was merely my stepmother's child. Since I had always liked Ethan, I agreed to the marriage. If I refused, Olivia would have been the one to marry him. But Ethan's closeness with Olivia angered her husband, Chris Turner. Chris kidnapped both of us, Olivia and me. Faced with the choice, Ethan chose to save Olivia. I died under Chris's knife. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at 22, right before the day of the marriage alliance with Ethan Foster. Today happened to be his birthday. In my previous life, I had planned to officially confess to him that day. He clearly didn't like me, but still invited me to his birthday party, only so that Olivia could be there. After 6 years of chasing Ethan Foster, he had grown to despise me down to his very bones. It was only then that I finally understood. The reason he hated me was because the woman he truly liked had always been right by my side. He didn't want even the slightest rumor linking us, afraid it might make Olivia Thompson misunderstand, and yet I had clung to him relentlessly. That birthday party was packed with guests, held at the Foster family estate. I overheard one of his friends, Sam Whitman, teasing. "So, the clingy golden retriever Chloe Thompson is here too, huh? Ethan, you're not afraid Olivia will get the wrong idea?" Ethan Foster's lips curved faintly. "Olivia's timid, she never dares to go anywhere alone. If I didn't invite Chloe, she wouldn't have come either. So that was it, he invited me just for Olivia." Sam pressed further, "Ethan, why don't you just tell Chloe outright that the one you like is Olivia?" Ethan paused for a moment, then replied, "No. Olivia's gentle and shy. I'm afraid if Chloe knew I liked her, she'd bully Olivia." Hearing that, I let out a cold laugh. I walked past Ethan, heading toward the crowd. I picked up a few pastries and a glass of fruit punch, then sat down with my friends. Ethan stood tall, dressed in a tailored black suit, his expression icy. Beneath his thick brows, his narrow eyes landed on me. In his close-knit circle, everyone knew I liked Ethan Foster. My pursuit of him was no secret. I had never thought liking someone, and openly going after them, was something shameful. Before she passed away, my mother had told me, "Always give everything you have to get what you want." So if I liked Ethan, I would pursue him. Sam's voice wasn't loud, but just enough for me to hear. "Place your bets, how long before Miss Thompson starts hanging on to Ethan tonight?" Another voice replied, "Why bother guessing? She's probably hoping to glue herself to him the whole time." Ethan glanced at me, his eyes cold, even carrying a trace of disdain. Before, just one look like that would make my heart clench, an unbearable discomfort seeping into every corner of me. But now, when I looked at him, not a single ripple stirred inside. It wasn't until Olivia appeared that the disdain in his gaze began to fade. I only gave her a brief glance before turning away. From the start, Olivia and I had stayed out of each other's way. We'd never shouted at each other or had any direct conflict. But behind my back, she had been plotting against me for a long time. She knew very well how much I liked Ethan Foster, yet still made a point of getting close to him, winning his heart. Since we were little, I'd felt that Olivia was always secretly competing with me, though she never dared make it obvious, because I was the only true blood daughter of the Thompson family. Ethan's eyes suddenly softened, the shadow in them vanishing completely. In my previous life, before the wedding, I had never paid attention to the relationship between him and Olivia. He had a camera. It was senior year, graduation day. All my classmates were taking commemorative photos on the school lawn. I walked over to Ethan Foster and asked, "Could you take a picture for me?" He hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Sure. Call Olivia over so you two can be in it together." Without thinking much, I called Olivia Thompson to join. Naively, I thought Ethan agreeing to take my picture meant he had some fondness for me. Because I had once overheard him telling Sam Whitman that he would only take photos for the person he liked at graduation. He had refused everyone else's requests for a picture, yet said yes to me. But after we were married, I discovered that in that camera, every single shot was of Olivia. The one photo of me and her together, he had cropped me out. In the picture, only Olivia remained. When I saw it, my nose burned, my body trembling slightly. Ethan might not have liked me, but why use me just to get closer to Olivia? Every gift Olivia gave him, he kept carefully stored away. Gifts from anyone else were piled in the storage room. In my past life, I had poured my heart into designing a custom ring, sanding and polishing it myself, only for it to end up tossed into the Foster family's storage. This time, I prepared no gift. After all, he didn't like me, much less anything I gave him. As the party wound down, Ethan began cutting the cake, surrounded by a crowd. When he made his wish, he looked straight at Olivia. As his gaze swept back and accidentally met mine, his eyes instantly turned cold. I pressed my lips into a faint smile and looked away. Amid cheers and well wishes, I quietly slipped out. When I returned to the Thompson residence, I gathered every single thing in my room related to Ethan to throw away. Diane, my maid, noticed and asked, "Miss, are you sure?" I nodded. "I'm sure. All of this, and that pile over there, throw it all out." Among them were his old homework, his certificates, and the small trinkets he'd given me in passing. But I had once treated them like treasures. Ethan was generous, an afterthought gift from him could easily cost tens of thousands of dollars. Thinking of the luxury watch, I paused. "Wait, Diane, keep this one." Even if I no longer liked him, I wasn't about to throw away money. I took the watch to a luxury boutique to resell. The clerk examined it carefully, eyes lighting up. "Miss Thompson, are you certain?" I nodded. "Absolutely." Once the paperwork was signed, the watch was sold. It was the birthday gift I had begged him for. Later, I discovered Diane hadn't actually thrown everything away, she had just stored them in the attic. I sighed. Perhaps the image of me hopelessly in love with Ethan Foster was so deeply ingrained that even Diane couldn't believe I would truly let go. 6 years isn't the same as 6 days. But letting go of him turned out to be easier than I thought. I carried the box of his things out to the trash bin at the edge of the estate myself. Just as I tossed it in, rain began to pour. After my shower, Diane knocked on my bedroom door. "Miss, Mr. Foster is here." I froze for a second. "I know, Diane." When I went downstairs to get some water, I saw Ethan Foster still sitting there. Beside him was Sam Whitman. Olivia Thompson stood nearby, head lowered, fingers twisting the hem of her blouse, her expression hesitant. Ethan, Sam, thank you both for walking me home. I'll go get my sister right away. Ethan's brows furrowed slightly. No need to call her. Sam chuckled, his tone teasing. Olivia, haven't you figured it out yet? The person Ethan's here to see isn't your sister. The implication was clear, he meant you're the one he came for. I walked slowly into the living room, took a sip of water, and glanced at them before turning to leave. Olivia called after me. Chloe, Ethan's here. Aren't you going to sit and talk? I stopped, looked back, and gave a faint smile. No. You go ahead and entertain him. Ethan glanced at me, his eyes no warmer than before. No need. I won't be staying long. I went back to my room. A short while later, I heard soft sobs coming from the hallway. Ethan was holding Olivia's hands tightly, his once cold eyes now filled with affection. His voice was low, restrained. Olivia, you clearly like me. So why push me toward her? Her voice trembled. Ethan. I do like you. I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? He pressed. Head bowed, looking pitiful, she whispered, I'm afraid she doesn't like me. I'm afraid that if she knows you like me, she'll bully me. He let out a slow breath. No. As long as you're with me, I won't let her bully you. Hearing that, the corner of my lips lifted into a cold smile. From the moment Olivia stepped into the Thompson family, taking our last name, I had never said or done anything against her. She knew I liked Ethan Foster, yet she still spoke in ways that made him misunderstand me. A perfectly tragic pair of star-crossed fools. I went back to my room, opened all my social media accounts, and blocked every single one of Ethan's profiles. Now that I no longer liked Ethan Foster, he suddenly kept showing up in my life. His close friends seemed to have gatherings every week, and somehow my own class reunion ended up at the same venue as theirs. In just a few months, I ran into him several times. Each time, his eyes held nothing but annoyance and disgust. One day, Sam suddenly remarked, Well, Miss Thompson followed us here too. News travels fast. I shot back, you're way too confident. Why would I be following you? Sam Whitman smirked. Of course you're not following me, you're following Ethan, aren't you? Not even a few seconds later, Ethan Foster's voice cut in, cold and edged with warning. Chloe Thompson, you really are shameless. I met his gaze, my voice equally cold. Ethan Foster, I think you're the one overestimating yourself. I got into the elevator first. If anyone's following, it's you two following me. When the elevator reached our floor, he narrowed his eyes and shot me a sharp, icy look. Only 1 week remained before the public announcement of the marriage alliance between our families. But this time I wouldn't be choosing Ethan Foster. After coming back to life, I often thought about high school, specifically the first time I noticed signs that he liked Olivia Thompson. That day, the school held an outdoor activity. I slipped and fell down a slope. Someone ran off to get a teacher and call an ambulance, but Ethan arrived before they did. He was sweating, his expression tight with worry. When he saw me, he exhaled in relief, then turned to the person who had run ahead. Didn't you say Miss Thompson fell? The person hesitated, looking awkward. Yeah. Chloe Thompson fell. Then Sam ran up and clarified, Ethan, the one who fell is Chloe Thompson, not Olivia. From that moment on, Ethan Foster began liking Olivia Thompson. For as long as I had liked him, he had liked her just as long. A week later, on the day of the official engagement announcement between the Foster and Thompson families, I deliberately arrived late. People were surprised, some even speculated that Ethan would immediately refuse the engagement. I smiled slightly. Sorry I'm late. As the event began, I looked at the man in front of me, handsome, with sharp, defined features. Memories of my past life rushed back in an instant. Taking a deep breath, I spoke clearly, I'm here to say that I'm withdrawing from the engagement. He remained outwardly calm, but the entire room was stunned. Sam gave a mocking laugh. Chloe Thompson, is this your way of playing hard to get? I answered seriously, I don't like Ethan Foster anymore. That's why I'm walking away from this engagement. For a split second, Ethan's head lifted, his eyes flickering with something almost like panic. Olivia stepped toward me, speaking gently, Chloe, you've always liked Ethan. Don't be impulsive. I tilted my head, looking straight at her. Yes, I did like him. But not anymore. Understand? Leaning in slightly, I smiled faintly. Olivia, don't you like him yourself? Haven't you said plenty of bad things about me in front of him? Her expression paled, but she quickly recovered, eyes welling with tears. Ethan's brows drew together as he stepped protectively in front of her. His tone was detached, slow. Chloe Thompson, your feelings have been nothing but trouble for me. A young woman should know how to keep her dignity. Sam looked genuinely startled. She's serious? Did your words cut so deep she's actually giving up? I gave a short, cold laugh, meeting Ethan's eyes head-on. Ethan Foster, I'm telling you the truth, I don't like you anymore. Don't worry, I won't bother you again. He flinched almost imperceptibly, his pupils tightening. The moment our eyes met, mine were calm, steady, devoid of any emotion. That change unsettled him. Especially when I said, I don't like you anymore. Each word landed in his chest like the sharp crack of ice breaking, making his heart clench and go numb. Ethan Foster's brows drew together. Something in my gaze felt familiar to him, like he'd seen it somewhere before. But he quickly rejected the thought. Back then, the one who saved my sister was Olivia Thompson. It couldn't have been Chloe. I looked at the man in front of me. He was older now, more composed than the boy he'd been 8 years ago, no trace left of youthful softness. Liking him had only taken a moment. But letting him go had taken me an entire lifetime. The year my mother died, my father remarried. I clung to my mother's grave on the hillside of Greenwood Mountain, crying through the night. It was pitch black, the air heavy and still. Ethan had stood quietly behind me. Are you done crying? It's dark. I'll take you down the mountain. I stopped crying. The second time I met him was at the hospital. I donated bone marrow to save his 8-year-old sister. Wearing a mask, I heard him crying, begging me to save the little girl. I once thought, because I'd saved his sister's life, he might come to like me. Or if not like me, at least not despise me. But no. His heart still belonged to Olivia Thompson. Last night, I happened to find a bracelet with a single lucky charm left on it, the one he had given me before my bone marrow transplant surgery for his sister. I planned to return it. But Olivia suddenly grabbed my hand, stepping between me and Ethan. Ethan, didn't you once ask me for my answer? I'll tell you now, I like you. I don't want to give you up to my sister anymore. Ethan froze for a second, his voice hoarse and slow. All right. Before the marriage alliance between the Foster and Thompson families was even discussed, my father had told me. Whether you get married or not, the Thompson family's assets will always belong to you. The marriage is only to keep the two families close. The Fosters and the Thompsons didn't need marriage to strengthen themselves, but they could use it to hold each other in check. I raised my glass. Congratulations, brother-in-law. What Ethan Foster had wanted for a lifetime had finally come true. Yet there was no trace of joy on his face. Because I liked Ethan Foster, I had worked hard to keep up with him. During the 100-day sprint before the college entrance exams, I raised my score by 122 points. That year, I was just 1 point behind him and got into the same university. After graduation, I followed him into Foster Group. One time, as I took the elevator up to his office, I ran into his assistant, Noah Grant. His expression was a mix of hesitation and discomfort. Miss Thompson, the CEO says you're not allowed into his office. I gave a faint smile. Anything else? Noah took a deep breath. He also said, you should stop bringing him breakfast. Go home, he said. I nodded. I'm not here to bring breakfast. I'm here to submit my resignation. Since I ran into you, please have Noah Grant hand this directly to your CEO. Noah looked doubtful at first, but the moment his eyes registered the black ink on the white paper, his expression shifted to open surprise. I raised a brow. I'm serious. Just give it to your CEO. Noah went up to the 22nd floor while I headed downstairs. Not even 30 minutes after sitting back at my desk, I received official approval for my departure, permission granted for designer Chloe Thompson to leave the company. Clearly, Noah was efficient. Knowing I was leaving, my coworkers organized a farewell party for me. After a few drinks, I stepped out to the restroom. Bad luck, I ran right into Ethan Foster. My first instinct was to turn and leave, but he still caught sight of me. Chloe Thompson, he called. My heart gave a small jolt. Honestly, when I wanted to see him, he was nowhere to be found. When I didn't, we kept running into each other. I gave a brief and walked past calmly. He didn't say anything more until I was washing my hands, about to leave. What are you doing here? He asked suddenly. I gestured toward the private dining rooms. Colleagues' party, some of your employees. As I turned to go, his voice came from behind me. Head home early. It's not safe for a woman alone. I didn't respond, just returned to the party. Once my paperwork was done, I officially resigned. The moment I stepped out of Foster Group, I deleted every single contact of Ethan Foster. When I got back to the Thompson residence, my grandmother immediately pulled me down onto the sofa. Chloe, I have a friend, her grandson's a fine young man. You should meet him. I chuckled. She narrowed her eyes. So that's a yes? I shook my head. Oh, Grandma. I'll go once. But if I'm not interested, you won't force me. Meeting new people is good for you, she said warmly. Grandma had never liked Olivia Thompson and her mother, but as long as they didn't cross the line, she let them be. She sighed suddenly. You still haven't gotten over Ethan Foster, have you? I smiled. Grandma, I really don't like him anymore. Her weathered hand patted my head gently. I've been around long enough to know, if you were with him, you'd only suffer. Honestly, I think he likes Olivia. See? Completely blind, I teased lightly. Grandma, I really don't like him anymore. I'll go meet your friend's grandson. But if I don't like him, you can't drag me to any more blind dates, okay? I'm planning to study at an overseas branch for a while. Is that all right? Her eyes narrowed in a smile. Of course it is. The meeting place was a tea house. A spot often used for discreet business gatherings, quiet and private. I recognized Julian Reed immediately. He recognized me too. After a few minutes of conversation, we found ourselves getting along well. Since neither of us had any intention of getting married, it was even easier to talk. Just as we were about to leave the tea house, I ran into Ethan Foster and Sam Whitman. Sam let out a low "oh" and smirked. Here to follow us again? I thought you'd really given up this time. Julian stepped forward slowly, standing beside me, his brow furrowing slightly. Who's this? He asked. I smiled and said, Ethan Foster, my brother-in-law. For a brief moment, Ethan's eyes flickered, his expression freezing. Sam also stiffened, clearly not expecting me to introduce him that way. I added, don't be so sure of yourself. Ethan's mother had always treated me kindly. Even though I no longer liked him, I still kept in touch with her. Her birthday was coming up. I had someone order a custom-designed silk scarf from overseas. From her, I had once felt a mother's love. On her birthday, I sent the gift through my grandmother instead of delivering it myself. For years, I had gone out of my way to make her birthdays special. That evening, I got a call from Ethan. I had deleted his number but hadn't blocked it. Chloe, today's my mom's birthday. She asked me to call and see if you were coming. No, I replied. Tell her happy birthday for me. Ethan was surprised not to see me there and asked his mother about it. She simply said, "Oh, Chloe?" She told me she was busy and couldn't make it. She sent me a beautiful silk scarf through her grandmother. He froze for a moment, then nodded. In the past, I had always gone out of my way to please his mother, dropping by with cosmetics or self-care items every so often. Now, knowing I wasn't coming, he felt as if something was slipping out of his grasp. He had borrowed his mother's name to invite me, but I had declined. And even changed the way I addressed her. Before, I had always called her Mom, and she had warmly accepted it. Ethan's mother had once lost a daughter, and I had donated bone marrow to save her younger one. I had grown up motherless, and though her daughter ultimately didn't survive, she still treated me like her own child. This time, when she heard me call her Mrs. Foster, Ethan was momentarily taken aback. It wasn't until I softly said, "Nothing else, hang up now," that he snapped back to reality. Every time I visited Ethan's mother, I would also stop by to light incense for his little sister. She had been such a sweet, gentle girl. When I donated bone marrow to save her, she had tried to comfort me. "Sis, my brother says if you blow on it, it won't hurt. Let me blow for you, okay?" She had pulled from her pocket a piece of milk candy, already soft from being carried around. "If you eat candy and then take medicine, it won't hurt as much." Just by looking at it, I could tell she had saved it for a long time. Before the surgery, she had secretly slipped me a small string of wooden prayer beads. "This will protect us, my brother said so." I had smiled and accepted it. That was also the last time I ever saw her. Now, looking at those beads again, I found myself remembering the days when I still liked Ethan Foster. I sighed softly, wrapped the beads carefully, and sent them to him via local courier, along with a small sticky note. "These are the prayer beads your sister gave me before the transplant surgery." I understood the feeling of missing someone who had passed away. How receiving something they once owned could bring tears to your eyes, as if they were still connected to this world. That's why I never threw the beads away. And with local delivery being so quick, they reached him that very afternoon. That night, I got a call from Ethan. His voice was urgent. "Chloe Thompson, why do you have those beads?" I was silent for a moment. "Your sister gave them to me before the transplant." Then I hung up. Half an hour later, Diane knocked on my bedroom door. "Chloe, Mr. Foster is at the front gate." I froze. "Ethan Foster?" She nodded. "Let him in. And while you're at it, call Olivia downstairs too." But Diane didn't leave right away. "He said he's here to see you." "Olivia isn't home." My voice cooled. "Then tell him I'm not home either." After she left, I got another call from Ethan. I rejected it once, but he called again. When I finally picked up, his voice was hoarse. "Chloe Thompson, let's meet." I gave a short and said, "Then talk over the phone." Ignoring that, he forced his way into the estate. I had no choice but to step out of my room. "What do you want, Ethan Foster?" His dark eyes held no trace of their usual coldness. His lips pressed into a tight line before he spoke. 6 years ago, the person who donated bone marrow to my sister was you, wasn't it?" I nodded. "Yes." "So what? Feeling guilty now and want to pay me back?" I took out the small good luck charm he had once given me and cut it in half with scissors. His eyes instantly turned red. He dropped to his knees, frantically gathering the pieces. Hearing my confirmation, a wave of sour regret surged through him. All those years, he had let Olivia Thompson mislead him. Back then, I had been wrapped in surgical blankets, only my eyes visible. Her figure wasn't all that different from Olivia Thompson's. At school, he had met Olivia first. He only knew that the bone marrow donor was someone from the Thompson family. But the doctors had kept all other information confidential. Knowing Olivia was the Thompson family's daughter, and hearing his friends praise her kindness, that she was gentle, that she often fed stray cats, Ethan Foster went to find her. "Thank you," he told her. Thank you for donating bone marrow to my little sister. Olivia froze for a moment, then smiled sweetly. No need to thank me. In the eyes of his friends, Olivia was the good girl. Once, during an outdoor school activity, he heard someone yell that Miss Thompson had fallen. He ran toward the voice, only to see that the one who had fallen was Chloe Thompson, not Olivia. Only then did he realize there were 2 daughters in the Thompson family. He kept asking around. A friend told him, "That's Chloe Thompson, your golden girl, Olivia's stepsister. She's stubborn, gets whatever she wants, and I heard she bullies Olivia a lot." From then on, when Chloe began pursuing him, he already had prejudice in his heart. He feared her pursuit would cause Olivia to misunderstand. And worse, that if she learned he liked Olivia, she would quietly bully her at home. Ethan's voice trembled now, low and rough. "Chloe Thompson, why didn't you ever tell me?" Looking into his reddened eyes, I replied. "Ethan Foster, you didn't even know who saved your sister's life? That makes you truly useless. Olivia's not here. If that's all, you should go." I turned to leave, but a hot, strong hand clamped down on my arm. "Let's get married." I shook him off, pulled out my phone, and showed him the security footage. "Recognize this scene, brother-in-law? Doesn't seem like you hate me anymore, huh? Go protect your precious Olivia. Oh, and if in your eyes I'm the villain, then I won't mind being the villain to the very end. Soon, Olivia will be forced to change her last name. The only daughter of the Thompson family will be me." His breath hitched. "Chloe. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you." My grandmother stepped out then, pulling him back with a soft, "Ethan, it's late. Go home." Only then did he reluctantly let go of me in front of her. Olivia hid it well. On the surface, she was the pure, harmless white rabbit. But in truth, she had convinced people I was the one bullying her. Bit by bit, she had cast me as the villain to her heroine. When my grandmother learned Olivia had impersonated me to take credit for the bone marrow donation, she was furious. My father flew back from overseas. With tears streaming down her face, my grandmother said, "Enough. We don't need to beg anyone for anything. This Thompson family will never accept someone whose bloodline is unclear. And we certainly won't shelter anyone who dares to slander my granddaughter. Her family will not get a single cent from this house. You can take that to heart." On the day my father divorced, Olivia Thompson looked at me with reddened eyes, desperately trying to appear pitiful. But my father's voice was ice cold. "That's enough. I've been far too lenient with you and your mother. I know exactly who my real daughter is." The news spread quickly through high society. Everyone now knew that the Thompson family had only one biological daughter, me. I was preparing to fly overseas for my studies, after which I'd transfer to the company's international branch. That day, for the first time in my life, I saw my father cry in front of me. "I thought she and her mother were at least honest," he said slowly, heavily. "I figured having someone by my side for the rest of my life would be good enough. But I ignored you, and I never expected them to do what they did behind my back. I've wronged you. When you're abroad, if you run into any trouble you can't solve, call me." I nodded, saying I understood. My grandmother insisted she would go with me. She wasn't about to let me live alone in a foreign country. She said that since I'd lost my mother so young, she wouldn't feel at ease otherwise. I agreed. The next time I saw Olivia, she was in a heated argument with a man. When I saw his face, my whole body went cold. It was Chris Turner, Olivia's husband in my previous life, the man who had pressed a knife to my throat and ended my life. Chris came from a wealthy family in the capital, but compared to the Thompsons or the Fosters, they were nothing. He shouted, "Didn't you tell me you were the Thompson family's daughter? Turns out you're just a fraud, you dare trick me?" The moment I saw him, I turned and walked away from the hospital. Olivia pointed at me. It's her fault. She's the real Thompson daughter. If it weren't for her, my mother and I wouldn't have been thrown out." Chris's face flushed red with rage as he charged toward me, a knife in his hand. The exact same way it had been in my past life. I bolted. Adrenaline and raw survival instinct kicked in, and he couldn't catch up to me. A car screeched to a stop beside me. Ethan Foster flung the door open, shoving me into the passenger seat. His eyes were bloodshot as he strode toward Chris, grabbing the blade with his bare hand. Blood dripped down his fingers. Chris tried to pull the knife free and stab him in the heart, but at the last second Ethan wrenched it away and flung it down a storm drain, forcing Chris to the ground. By the time bystanders restrained Chris, Ethan collapsed. He looked at me and smiled faintly. At least this time. I finally got to save you. Ethan Foster was rushed into emergency surgery and remained unconscious for 3 days. He was the only son of the Foster family. His mother fainted from crying, and his father immediately called in a lawyer. My grandparents hurried over in a panic. Grandma hugged me tightly, her voice trembling. "Chloe, if anything had happened to you, how could I ever face your mother? How could I face the two of you?" Even my grandfather, who was normally stern and never smiled, had red eyes. I didn't dare imagine. In my previous life, when they found out I had died, just how much pain my father and grandparents must have felt. Ethan Foster was in a coma for a week. Just when the doctors were about to declare him in a persistent vegetative state, he woke up. His voice was weak when he asked his mother, "Where's my birthday?" Tears of joy welled up in her eyes. "It's all in the basement. What do you want to find? I'll get it for you." Ethan had just woken from a dream where Chloe Thompson had died. He had dreamt of coming back to life. In that second life, Chloe had refused the marriage alliance. An unexplainable sense of dread had driven him to the hospital. The very place where she had died in his previous life. He saw Chris Turner chasing her with a knife. His mind went blank, his heart pounded so hard it hurt, and every drop of blood in his body rushed to one point. He shoved her into his car, grabbed the blade in Chris's hand. Feeling the sharp steel slice into his palm, pain so intense it turned to numbness. Before wrenching it away and blacking out. While unconscious, he relived both lifetimes in vivid detail. Summoning what strength he had left, he whispered a few words. "A ring, engraved with my name, it was Chloe's birthday gift to me." His mother immediately ordered people to search. She even combed through the house herself all night, but found nothing. His eyes reddened. "Mom, I want to go home. I'll look for it myself." "They won't find it." Wounded and unsteady, he tore through the house all night, still, no ring. In his previous life, Chloe had used that ring, handcrafted by her, to confess her feelings to him. But he hadn't cherished it. Mrs. Foster called me. "Chloe, could you come by? The birthday gift you gave Ethan, a ring, has gone missing. He's still searching everywhere for it." I exhaled softly. "Auntie, I didn't even give him a birthday present this year." The line went silent. "You can all stop looking." By the time Ethan called me, I was already at the airport. He ran there, bandaged, injured, his face a mix of panic and unease, his body trembling from fear. I glanced at him once before stepping into the security checkpoint. Security stopped him. He shouted my name, "Chloe Thompson," loud enough to shake the terminal. He fell to his knees, eyes red, looking lost and desperate. He tried to push himself up but collapsed again. After I left the country, I heard he was back in the hospital. The Foster family sued Olivia Thompson and Chris Turner. Chris was sentenced to prison. One day, an unfamiliar number rang my phone. I answered. It was a voice I knew all too well. "Chloe. I've been looking everywhere for your ring. I couldn't even call you." "I blocked you," I said flatly. The air turned heavy and cold. I hung up without hesitation. Ethan Foster was left with permanent damage. A heart condition that meant no more physical exertion. He would spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair, paralyzed on one side. his hands trembling, unable to lift anything heavy. When it rained or turned cold, the pain in his limbs would cut straight to the bone. I wondered, which was worse, that pain, or death? Mrs. Foster cried until her voice was hoarse, begging me to come see him just once. But I still refused. I didn't want to look at him for even a single second more. After my father retired, I took over Thompson Corporation. Ethan Foster sighed. In my previous life, after Chloe Thompson died, I learned the truth. That the one who had donated bone marrow to save my sister wasn't Olivia Thompson, but her. Olivia had always guided my thoughts in the wrong direction, making me believe she was the donor, while Chloe was the one who treated her badly and bullied her often. By the time I learned the truth, it was too late. Chloe had already been laid to rest on Greenwood Mountain, beside her mother and my sister. I sought out countless spiritual masters. One told me I could use my own lifespan and health to trade for another lifetime. But the price was a permanent disability, a life worse than death, and a fate that could never be fulfilled. I agreed. After coming back, Chloe came back too. Only, she returned earlier than I did. When I found her again, she no longer liked me. She hated me so much she didn't want to keep anything I'd given her. She threw it all away. Even the luxury watch I had given her for her birthday. She sold it to a second-hand boutique. I saw it later on Sam Whitman's wrist. He said he'd bought it at a consignment store. It was then that I truly accepted. She would never need me again. In both lives, I owed her.